Most people don't stay in painful lives because they don't see the problem. They stay because admitting the truth would destroy the story they've been telling themselves. At some point, survival becomes more important than honesty. When a life starts slowly breaking someone down, the mind doesn't panic. It adapts. It lowers expectations. It reframes exhaustion as normal. And over time, pain becomes familiar. That's where the real trap begins. Because once pain is familiar, change becomes dangerous. People don't protect their suffering because they like it. They protect it because it's predictable. And predictability feels safer than freedom. A job that drains you every day becomes stable. A relationship that slowly erodes your self-respect becomes realistic. A life that leaves you constantly tired becomes just how things are. The mind prefers a known prison over an unknown escape. There's a psychological reason for this. Your identity becomes attached to the life you built, even if that life is harming you. Admitting that it's wrong would mean admitting that years were wasted, that choices were mistakes, that sacrifices didn't lead where you thought they would. And that realization is terrifying. So instead of changing, people defend. They defend their routine. They defend their exhaustion. They defend the very system that keeps them stuck. Not because the system is good, but because attacking it would mean attacking themselves. This is why people often react aggressively to uncomfortable truths, not because the truth is wrong, but because it threatens their identity. When someone points out that your life isn't working, it feels like a personal attack. So the mind does what it's designed to do: protect the story. This is fine. This is normal. This is just how life works. The longer someone stays in a damaging situation, the harder it becomes to leave. Not because escape is impossible, but because the cost of admitting the truth keeps rising. Time invested becomes a psychological chain. Years spent working, tolerating, sacrificing, all of it turns into a sunk cost. Leaving would mean accepting that those years won't come back. So people stay. And then they convince themselves they chose to stay. Pain becomes justified. Suffering becomes meaningful. And questioning it becomes forbidden. This is also why people defend systems that clearly harm them. Work cultures, social expectations, lifestyles that leave them anxious, tired, and disconnected. Because admitting the system is broken would mean asking a dangerous question. What if I didn't have to live like this? And that question has consequences. It forces change. It forces responsibility. It forces uncertainty. So the mind avoids it. Instead, people criticize those who leave. They mock those who change paths. They downplay alternatives. Not because those alternatives don't work, but because their existence threatens the illusion. The illusion that enduring pain is maturity, that exhaustion is strength, that surviving is the same as living. But here's the uncomfortable truth. A life that requires constant self-justification is already collapsing. You don't need motivation to escape it. You don't need positivity. You don't need discipline. You need clarity. Clarity that staying isn't neutral. It's a choice. And every day you defend a life that's destroying you, the cost grows. The hardest moment isn't leaving. It's stopping the defense. Because once you stop defending it, the truth becomes obvious. And once you see it clearly, you can't unsee it. That's when real change begins. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, when the excuses finally stop working.